What is up, NFL fans? It's your boy Kevin Phillip Fox here with the Legit Football NFL podcast. I want to give a special shout out and thank you to those of you who tuned in to the Wednesday episode. Myself and Brian McFadden had a chance to catch up and talk random NFL BS for an hour plus, and it was a delight to us and hopefully to anyone who watched. One person who I know couldn't make the stream but was indeed attending via the comments was my man from Down Under, Mr. Adrian Revito, who's here with me. Adrian, how are you?
I'm great. I did miss. I watched most of the show. I came just in time to hear Brian trash talking my boy Blake Corum.
Not good.
No, that would hurt me personally.
I agree.
And
I didn't like the take. I thought he was coming in hot there.
Yeah, but I mean, look, McFadden's known. I always say, like, McFadden's known for two things: it's his extensive football knowledge and his ability to burn me. Because when I try and trade him in legit football, it's like I'm trash.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The way Brian McFadden rejects trades, he not only presses the reject button, but he also makes you relive all the rejection you've ever experienced in your life.
It's exactly what it's like.
It's a pretty brutal experience.
So accurate.
However, though, also he's a pretty darn good negotiator, and he's pretty fair. I've gotten some good offers from him.
Yeah, he's all right. We need to talk about your offer for Nick Chubb. We can
talk about it in a second. But that being said, we do still have one extra Infinity Stone that will be joining our gauntlet today, and that is the tried and true staple of the podcast, Jimmy Ray from NFL Stats, coming at you all the way from Indianapolis. Jimmy, how are you?
Doing great, man. I didn't know if you guys would let me join in or not. You guys were flowing pretty well. I was like, maybe I'll just sit back and watch.
I was thinking about just doing the pod without you, but you were there. Yeah. You put on a Bob Sanders jersey for this. I was like,
you guys did that last week, so I was just sitting watching the whole time. You guys would never let me in.
I thought to myself, how can I let this amazing man who's letting me crash at his apartment for a minimum of 3 days, possibly longer, in Indianapolis in November? How could I leave him out in the cold? Couldn't do it.
Exactly.
Is it over a weekend? Are we going to do a pod where you guys are in person?
We probably should honestly do it. That's a great idea, Adrian. Thank you for just coming up with that.
I might not be comfortable. I feel like I'll feel left out.
You'll absolutely be ganged up on.
You will be, yeah.
You'll
be left out.
You'd be surprised how brittle my spirit is. Like, you can really break it easily, and that's.
How about you just come to Indy with us, bro? We've been over this. We've talked about it.
I've actually I've tried to list my child on eBay. I feel like if I can get a good offer, I'll be there.
Okay, I like that. I
buy your child,
for an Indy ticket. Yeah.
If I buy your child, then he'll be here, and then we can.
It'll be like a guy's trip.
And then you can buy him back.
Be the 5 of us. It'll be a dream come true. The 177 people, 180 now who are here, I doubt they're here to watch us make weekend plans in Indianapolis in November. So we do have a segment to open the show planned that is slightly comical, but I think Jimmy Ray, he really brought this upon himself. We're going to do Jimmy Ray Explains Confusing NFL Lawsuit in under 60 seconds. Starting now, Jimmy.
It's not that confusing. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's not too confusing, but I'll read from this quote real quick. The lawsuit argued that the NFL, its teams, and its network partners like DirecTV, CBS, ESPN, and Fox violated antitrust rules by working together to limit competition and sell their out-of-market TV package at an inflated price. So what they're basically doing is monopolizing the industry as a whole with that, and they're not providing enough for consumers to make it worth it. So they inflated the cost of what the benefits actually were, because a lot of it they didn't have a lot of options in terms of like picking certain teams, things like that. So it's like $4 billion, and it apparently could like triple the amount. Like they could be tripled. They're obviously going to appeal it. So it could be a long time before it happens, but it's a whole federal thing, but 100% affect the salary cap in the NFL if we want to put it in like football terms. So, like, if you're looking for extensions in the future and stuff, then.
Okay, we reached our 60-second limit. Not bad, Jimmy. Yeah, not bad. I feel like I understand it now. Because, the thing that really put it in perspective is the term monopolizing. Because when you started to describe what they were doing, in my head I said, sounds like a monopoly. It's giving monopoly, as the Gen Z kids would say. And thus... it's a monopoly. The NFL, its team, Sunday Ticket, YouTube TV. The kids say it, so I can say it too. This, that, and the third sounds like that's what they were doing. So great job, Jimmy. Who's entitled to financial compensation?
if you had Sunday ticket.
So
Kevin's trying to see.
including in 2023?
From 1994 to 2022 when DirecTV had
I'm
it.
cooked. That is the
So
one year.
when DirecTV had it, yeah.
I'm pissed.
So I mean, it's a decent amount of money if you do the math, but I don't feel like doing it.
I'm in a bad mood now. I'm not getting any money from the NFL. That's BS. Anyways, guys, they get a lot of money from me.
Yeah, there was a news article I found that.
Angry.
Exactly. Yeah, news article, Jimmy. Carry on.
Yeah, there's a news article that was like how this affects Brock Purdy's future contract extension. I was like, that's a fair point.
I absolutely love the details that people will go to for like that's insane.
Yeah.
That's a crazy website. Like that's a crazy leap, but like he's not wrong. It's a beautiful thing. Without further ado, gentlemen, it's a beautiful thing. That's one of my favorites, man. I say that maybe too much, but I say it like at least 3 to 5 times in my day-to-day life.
It's not too much, not enough, if anything.
If anything, you might argue it's a beautiful thing. Without further ado, we've already talked ad nauseum about Tua's contract, Dak's contract, quarterback carousel, yada yada, this, that, and the third. Like we have a long show. We have a lot to get to, boys and girls. Without further ado, Adrian, are we ready for this? Let's
hit it, man. I think so. I think we had a discussion, and I think it definitely is time for the.
Let's bring it back.
I didn't want to cue it up myself, but I feel like I had to.
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start introducing the main topic and waiting for it. And so be ready.
I feel like I'll try. I will try to. So we had a discussion about. Actually, no. I'm going to let you. You're obviously the host. You can cue it up, but I was going to talk about the order.
I absolutely love it. No, you talk about the order, bro. I was MIA for that. I was late today.
Just. I just want to know I know my role. Like you're the host. I
don't know the discussion.
You're more powerful than me. I get it.
I wasn't privy to this discussion.
Yeah, we just made executive decisions.
I'm just here.
So all right. So it's obviously a way too early prediction show. We're gonna go through a bunch of stuff, but the order in which we're gonna do this is we're gonna leave the awards till the end. So we're gonna start with division champs. So who's winning division? If we want to go in any particular order, I'm happy to. I've got something up on my screen, so why don't we just kick it off with your boys in the AFC East because we can get the quickest one out of the way.
Yeah, you know what? I like that idea, and I'm not going to start. I want Jimmy to start.
You want me to start?
Yeah, pressure's on Jimmy.
I'm okay.
Is that because I hate the Bills this year? Is that why you want Jimmy to start?
Yes. No. I'll stick with the Bills here. I think the Jets will be surprisingly good, and I have them in the wild card. I did some wild card teams and stuff too. Just for funsies. So I think the Jets are a good
Let's do seedings. Let it rip.
I'm not doing seedings. I'm sticking with that. Yeah, but I'm with the Bills. I think the Bills are gonna go ahead and win it yet again. I don't think there's really much needed to be talked about in terms of the Bills. We do that enough having on here. So
is that right? What's the number one? Summarize the reason why the Bills win the division in one sentence.
Josh Allen.
Oh, shorter than a sentence. I love it.
Yeah.
One phrase, you might argue. Yeah. Adrian, what do you got for me?
Look, you know what? I joke aside, like I wanted to not pick the Bills just to get you fired up because I like it. But nah, you're gonna pick the King of the Hill rules. We said all the time in this show, Bills, it's Bills to lose. Don't trust Tua. I do think the Jets will be good. And I also said this a couple weeks ago. I think they'll be a wild card as well, but I don't think they're taking.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm gonna switch it up. No, I'm just kidding. Completely kidding. No, I actually wore my Buffalo Bills back to back division champs shirt for that very reason, just to show you guys. You can count the banners on there if you want. That's looks like about 4 to me in a row.
Give and take.
So nope, literally 4. Not give or take. And I think 5 is incoming. I mean, look, I don't hate the Dolphins as much as you guys do. I think they'll be my wild card team. I am not as in on the Jets as you guys are. However, when I was plotting out my predictions for today's episode, the Jets were kind of sneaking up in my brain for the first time, really, this whole offseason. I'm kind of starting to like have that like, oh yeah, they're there. They're not into oblivion at the moment. I think their
defense is really good. So if they just if Aaron Rodgers is anywhere close to what he was,
They're absolutely worth talking about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna veer away from a playoff prediction at the moment, but I think 7-10 or 8-9. By the way, so rude of the NFL to change to 17 games. It makes predicting records so much more confusing because
Not as fun.
it's all in our
8-8's
bones.
kinda better.
7-9.
Yeah. How many home games do they have?
and-
What's going on?
We all have that in our bones, man. Yeah, okay, whatever. It's tangent. Grinds my gears. Couple weeks ago. Miami's my wild card pick from the AFC East, and Buffalo is my division champs. And I'm gonna agree with you, Jimmy. Josh Allen, and that's all. Dalton Kincaid, I'll throw that in there. Young defense, Bobby Babich, calling the defense. I feel pretty great about that. I think he's gonna be fresh
Baby
blood.
Cook.
Baby Cook, yeah. Shakir, Ty Johnson.
Stephon Diggs. Oh wait.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Too soon. It's always too soon. I'll like him again when he retires. I'm pretty confident in that.
2046, he still can't make that joke.
When he comes back to the Bills and helps us win a ring. All right. Who do we got next?
AFC North?
AFC North and Adrian.
It's a hard one.
I'm giving you the reins back, good sir.
I am looking at our win totals, right? Because I don't want to
That's fair. What I think. That's a good point.
But the thing is, see, we had almost all overs. But this, look,
it's a good division.
You know what? I want to say the Bengals, but I want to say the Browns. I think that the Browns have got everything in place together. On top of, spoiler alert, a possible coach of the year back to back. And I actually don't think that, but I think they've got coach of the year. I think that if you get Deshaun Watson, I know we keep saying it. If you get him to play even mediocre quarterback, they're going to be competitive. And they went 11-6. I know Joe Flacco was a big part of that. But I think the Browns are going to I think they're going to make their move here. I'm not saying Jerry Jeudy is the one that's going to take them over the hill, but I just feel like you've added enough pieces. Your defense is fantastic. And if Nick Chubb comes back, which I'm going to use this opportunity to chastise you publicly for what your counteroffer. If Nick Chubb is even half the man he was, I feel like the Browns are really going to do really well. Jimmy, fun fact. No,
hold on. Price check, Jimmy. If you
That's what I was going to say.
If you were trading 2 draft
picks.
No.
Don't say, oh, yeah, okay, 2 draft picks.
If you were trading 2 draft picks for Nick Chubb in Dynasty, what would they be?
Couple seconds.
Couple seconds.
Maybe.
No, I agree with you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
if I'm trading 2.
Thank you.
So you wouldn't.
I think I traded a first in one league, but it was like a package of players, but Nick Chubb was included. So where does that take you?
This guy, man, let me tell you.
What did he do?
Don't even this guy me. I gave him 2/3 and $5 in Fab, and he counted me. He's like, "That's a good offer. Let me think about it." Then counted me with a first and a second for post ACL Nick Chubb, with like the most gruesome knee injury that we've ever seen.
You guys need to meet. You guys can meet in the middle here. Come on.
That's what I hate. Said.
That's what I was the middle. 2 seconds.
Jimmy Ray was the middle.
A 1 and a 2.
What?
Keep the Fab in there.
I'm Fab in there.
I want my $5 of Fab. I can buy a cold brew with that.
That's fair.
Someone offered me Mac Jones for $5 in Fab, and I said no.
Oh, I would have taken that. I'm a disgusting person. I would have taken that. Dude, Superflex, Horde QBs. I'm telling you, it's a secret strategy. Horde QBs. Adrian, you got. I mentioned this last week. I called them rocks or stones. I have to come up with a new word for it. You got gonads of steel, good sir. You got cajones of steel picking the Browns to win the AFC North. They would probably be my either last or second to last pick here. I'm gonna chastise you publicly for that, what I'll consider to be a horrible take.
I'm comfortable with it.
I just think Watson sucks. I think the defense is great, and I think they made some good personnel decisions, but you got to get that aura out of your building, man. You got to get number 4 out of your building if you want to win the division, in my opinion. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to track this, but I was going to say, as we talk, I'm going to track this so we can bring it back. In the show.
I think I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I believe I was pretty high on the Cincinnati Bengals in our over/under prediction show. I'm sure I picked them over 10.5, right?
You did.
I have a lot of faith in them, and between them and the Ravens, it's really difficult. But I'm gonna go with the Bengals because I think Burrow's gonna have one of those healthy, dominant seasons where he contends for MVP and wins a lot of games and probably pisses me off at least 4 to 6 times. as you know, my AFC rivals. I tend to hate great AFC teams, but I don't deny their greatness. So give me the Bengals to win this division, and I'll take the Ravens as my second wild card AFC team.
I'm exactly where Kevin was. I think what we need to talk about is the Ravens had a significant amount of losses that I feel like they didn't recoup enough to maybe be there in terms of the regular season. But I think they can make a run at the playoffs. But I'll take the Bengals. Joe Burrow coming back, making a statement. Ravens lost too many guys. The Bengals have Geno Stone. I feel like everybody in the division took all the Ravens players, so that kind of like in my head that makes me nervous for them. I don't know if that's like practically gonna make sense like on the field, if that's gonna be like something the teams think about, but I think it could be.
I think look, we both put the Ravens under 10.5, and I said I think there's going to be a regression this year, and I don't know. Look, I said the same thing last year, and Lamar came and won MVP, and they did amazing. So I shouldn't really talk here because I feel like I'm going to burn myself again. But I don't know. There's something about the Browns every year where I'm like, I feel like it's going to be the year.
Yeah, this is one of the divisions where like any team could, in theory, win it. Like
absolutely,
good division.
Like the NFC South, but like actually good teams.
Yeah, it's tough to leave the Steelers out. As it currently stands, we all have them out, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Adrian, you have them as you have Ravens as one of your wild card teams, or do you have them regressing out of the playoffs?
No. If I'm putting the Browns as the champs, I'd have to put the Bengals as the wild card.
Well, you get one more. You get one more for the other two divisions. I've already used two. Jimmy's already used two. You've used one so far. Well, if you're throwing the Bengals in there, then that's two for you too.
No, but if I want to put if I'm going to put two division wild cards, I'm going to put the Dolphins and Jets in.
Wow. So that's a
lot. They all get 2 free wins
left.
from the Patriots.
We'll talk about this. Okay, let's take it easy. Those might be my soft boys. Those might be my
I get it.
Those might be my off-season darlings, but
it's gonna be we're gonna do a segment.
Talk about gonads. Talk about cojones.
I respect it, Adrian.
Anyways, so Adrian, you're out of wild card teams. You have the Bengals, you have the Jets, and you have the Dolphins. You just said that, no?
No, sorry. So what I was saying is, if I was going to put two from the same,
Got it.
So
you have the Jets. You have the Jets and the Bengals as wild card right now. You have the Ravens missing,
Correct.
And you have the Dolphins missing.
Correct.
What's the Ravens'
cojones? Absolute cojones.
I mean, it's a really good. It could miss the playoffs.
All right, let's
9 wins.
Jimmy, did you already make your prediction? Bengals, you got, and you got Ravens in the wild card as well.
I do. Yep.
So okay, cool. Let's move on. We got 2 more divisions to get through in the AFC.
Straight to the South.
I'll kick this next one off. AFC South. I'm gonna cut the pleasantries short. You guys know who my boys are in this division. It has an asterisk now because they have Stephon Diggs, but I can't look anywhere but the Houston Texans for my division winners. And I think CJ Stroud is a great quarterback, despite his off the field corniness, really ratcheting up this offseason.
What did he say?
I love Nico Collins. I love everything about the Texans. I think they're an excellent team. They got a little bit better. I think they could be a top 3 team in the division or in the conference. They could definitely contend for the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I'm gonna go to Texans, and I'm sorry, Jimmy, because I wanted. Then I put the Colts as my, and it's only out of love. I don't know if I fully. No, you know what? I don't know. I'll put them as a wild card just because.
Wow, you did not just do that. Jimmy.
Go.
I don't think I'm that nice. I don't think I'm gonna do it.
I don't care. I got 1. 1 for 2 is pretty good.
All right, Jimmy. What's your prediction, man? We're holding our breath.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be a homer pick here and go Colts. Why not?
Oh!
What? Are you actually shocked?
A little bit.
I pre-labeled it, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I mean, the Texans, I feel like Shane Steichen's a really, really good coach, and he got a lot out of our mess last year. So I'm excited for Anthony Richardson to come back. A quarterback can 100% change how a team's season looks. Obviously, CJ Stroud had a baller last year, and this is 100% a homer pick. Because I have the Texans as my third wild. Like, they're going to be a wild card team as well. So we were one game out last year.
I was just going to make that.
We were going to beat the Texans. We could have beaten the Texans in week 18 and made the playoffs without Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's not too far out, honestly.
No, absolutely. It's the kind of pick where, like, if it's plus money, like if you're looking at like a plus 500 odds, I'd throw a tenner down on the Colts to win the division. You know that I've seen worse bets. I've seen worse odds. You know, I don't hate it, Jimmy. Good for you. Stick to your
the
guns.
way we're playing, I mean, we signed a lot of people.
Richardson's awesome.
We just hope that Anthony Richardson's like that, just 100%er that's just gonna switch around the team even more. So,
yeah,
but I think we can all agree.
And I think it's fair to say, right, if Richardson is who he sort of flashed at the start before he went out with injury, I mean, Minshew to Richardson is more than a 1-win upgrade, in my opinion. And they're only 1 win short of the Texans last year.
Theoretically, right? But Richardson, it's a health thing, it's a performance thing, it's a consistency thing, it's a coming back from the injury thing. Like, there's a lot of variables. Flacco's nice. He has a nice little insurance policy. I haven't picked my third wild card team yet, but the Colts and the Jags actually both are huge contenders for me.
Yeah.
I think
Trevor
the
Lawrence
Titans
having a baby, so that could be huge.
That's amazing. Good for him. The Titans are like sneaky, like kind of like sending that 3 a.m. you up text. But yeah, I probably won't be picking them just because, again, odds, like just what's more likely to happen. So that being said, we've all made our South picks. We have one division to get to left in the AFC. And I believe spin the wheel and Jimmy's back up for the AFC West.
AFC West. We have the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those of you who didn't know.
Just for everybody who didn't know, I'm just doing my Sporkle quiz.
Hold on, really quick. I just realized
go ahead.
We have an excellent commenter here, Titan Maximum, just giving us gold in the comments. He's already made all 8 division predictions.
Is he allowed to do that?
Made a little joke here about Deshaun Watson's colorful past. And he also made a nice comment about Jimmy Ray's Colts and how they need Jonathan Taylor to ball out. That's a great point.
Is that nice? Is that a nice comment?
Colts and Titans depend on if they have viable QBs. The jury is still out. That's a really good point as well. It's similar to what I said. There's a lot of.
What about the Jaguars?
Yeah, I think they technically have a viable QB, but do they have a viable everything else?
I think yeah, never mind.
But Titan Maximum, I'm sorry we kind of crapped on your team. I like I said, odds, but they're sneaky. They're sending you up text. I just think I'm turning my phone over and going back to sleep. No offense.
Tajay Spears.
Love me some Tajay Spears. Love me.
Got work in the morning.
And Adrian, yeah, exactly. Got work in the morning. Adrian loves Calvin Ridley again this year. Believe it or not, Jimmy.
Will Levis, what? What'd you say?
He loves Calvin Ridley again. He's back in. He's ready to be hurt again.
I am.
I'm glad football last year. No way. I don't even want to say his name.
Honestly, Voldemort. All right.
Stop.
Jimmy, let that AFC West prediction ring through.
Chiefs.
Do we need to discuss this one? I've already pre-highlighted Chiefs for
we can talk about the other teams, but it's obvious why we picked the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs.
I mean, who's second? Do we have any wildcard teams from this division?
No.
Chargers?
I can see the Raiders being sneaky okay.
Sneaky, yes, because they had a good offseason. Raiders, kind of weird contenders for my offseason, darling. I can't wait for that episode, by the way. It's going to be a fun episode. Jimmy, we need you for it. We're doing legit football Avengers. We're doing Yumi, Age, McFadden. We're all going to pick our offseason darling teams, which is just one of the most delightful things, especially when you're right. Feels so good.
Been lapping that victory lapping for a year now.
Oh, I will not stop. Oh, until the end of time, dude. It'll be like 2027, and we'll still be potting, and I'll be like, do you guys remember that one time when I was right about the Texans?
And then we'll bring up like the 8 times you were wrong about other stuff.
All right.
It's like that meme. It's like that meme.
Was that necessary?
I don't know. I just wanted to say it.
There's a meme where like the grandpa, and then he's like, remember when I picked the Texans off seed, darling? Like, okay, grandpa, let's get you to bed.
Yeah, that's Jimmy.
That's you.
That's always Jimmy. Jimmy's always the old man. Yeah, no. So we're all picking the Chiefs to win the division. It's kind of a no-brainer. There are some little sneaky things to watch for them, like their rough offseason with the law, Rashee Rice. Some of the defensive players, there's some sneaky little things to watch. Harrison Butker's controversial comments. Like, it's not all roses there, but I still have a pretty good feeling that Mahomes and Reed, which is what we say every year on this podcast, as long as they're alive and breathing. Yeah.
Yeah, we said it last
Kelsey
year.
might regress, though. I will say that. Kelsey's like on the verge of regressing.
You know
I'm not
what's
saying
funny?
that they don't have the competition to take them
Those
off the.
Clifties watching, be careful.
I just
Our numbers went down by 200. Sorry.
I hate Mahomes and Kelsey so much because I was like, oh, you know what? I hate them, so I'm going to invest in them in fantasy last season because then if they do great, then even though I'm pissed, they're having a great fantasy season, I won't care. But then if they regress and fall off a cliff, then even though my fantasy team will suck, I'll get to watch them suck. So they regress in fantasy and still won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so my hatred for Mahomes and Kelsey just deepens. It just deepens, but I can't deny the greatness, and I think they're going to win the division. We have one wild card team each remaining, correct?
I think I've picked all mine.
I picked on mine. Oh, I Texans is mine.
Oh, that's right. Obviously, yeah. Adrian, repeat yours.
I didn't track this, but let me remember what I said. So I said Bengals. I said Colts out of love, and then I said Jets.
Who would be your first alternate? Dolphins.
You don't have to say out of love when you say the Colts.
I have to.
Okay.
Honestly,
journalistic integrity. He has to.
Yeah. My first alternate. It's either Dolphins or Jags.
I was gonna say I think my final wild card pick is going to be the Jags, and I'm sorry, Jimmy. I did want to pick the Colts. I felt the energy of the show and all that, but I can't do it. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna sneak him into the playoffs again, and it'll be a rock in a hard place. It sucks for the Chargers because you want them to be moving forward at this stage of Justin Herbert's career. But I don't see it. So let's recap.
Sorry, guys.
Play that again, please.
Poor losers. I'm sorry, guys.
That's amazing. And there's also another Jimmy Ray that's not Jimmy Ray, the guy who talks about how I'm not crying, you're crying. Do you have that? Can you play that?
I think so.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
That's Jimmy Ray. I don't care what you guys say.
That's 100% me.
Jimmy recorded that.
I should have gotten to record it. Yeah,
Jimmy recorded that. Okay, so really quick.
I told my boys.
We have to do a recap. I got Bills winning the East. I have Bengals winning the North. I have the Texans winning the South, and I have the Chiefs winning the West, with my wild card teams being the Miami Dolphins, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Baltimore Ravens. Boys, recap away.
I have.
Take it on, Jimmy.
I'll just pretend. I'll just make seeds on the spot. Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Colts for the division winners, and then Ravens, Texans, Jets.
Cool. And then so Chiefs and Bills, we were all unanimous on. And then I had the Browns and the Texans. And then I've got the Jets, the Colts, and who did I say? The Bengals. But not in that order.
You didn't say out of love. Thank you.
Look at that. All right.
Out of love.
No.
And that's that from Adrian. So let's step in here. We do have the NFC to get to. After a stellar run through of the AFC, boys. Excellent podcasting, by the way. Just mesmerizing. Are we starting in the East, Adrian?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's your turn to start.
All right. I'm glad you're tracking that because I am not.
You like that? I got you.
This is such a weird division. I mean,
Is it?
All right. See, you know what's funny? If you look at my over-unders for win totals, which I'm looking at right now, all of them were under except the Commanders. So really, I should put my money where my mouth is and choose the Commanders. And that would be an amazing season for.
There'd be a shot call for sure.
But I've done enough shot calls. Look, let's go the Cowboys.
Yeah,
they're gonna hurt me again, but let's just go the Cowboys because I feel stupid.
It's chalk.
It is.
I mean,
it still fits in with my over-unders because they were 10.5 and the Commanders are 6.5. But I can't. Moralistically, I don't want someone to bet the farm, bet the rent, as we say here.
Bet the rent.
Based on my advice, I'm going to say the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And no wild cards coming out of the East.
Yeah, I think I will also take the Cowboys to win the division. Doesn't feel good, and I think they'll lose in round one. Sorry, Cowboys fans. Not that I think if we had any, they're all gone by now because we love crapping on the Cowboys on this podcast. But yeah, I think until they prove that narrative wrong, that's who they are. And it was kind of silly and funny when we picked the Packers last year. I think I might have actually not picked the Packers last year, but we all knew in our guts exactly what was going to happen. And it was the most.
You two ragged on the Packers last year.
It was
Don't even pretend.
What a performance! What a debaucherous performance by the Cowboys. They're so trees in the playoffs, man. And it's Dak and it's really all of them, honestly. I know Titan Maximum I think is making fun of me here. But it's true. I'll say that one with my chest. And then is the timeline asleep, guys? Timeline asleep? Is this just the three of us? Nobody else will us three and these 519 people is gonna stay between us?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
Commanders are sneaking in the wild card.
Whoa.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I appreciate it.
I have a bolder take later, so I won't say it now.
Ooh, Giants.
I don't really.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, not in
You
this.
want to
Not
try
in
and
this
guess?
division.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Talk to us about the East.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Eagles. I know they had a very, very, very bad fall last season, but I think they come back slowly. I think Saquon could be in the run for like Offensive Player of the Year if he actually gets the touchdowns that Jalen Hurts vultures. Shout out Jalen Hurts. But I'll have the Eagles. I mean the Cowboys also make a lot of mistakes, as we know. So, but I don't hate your Commanders pick at all. And I feel like if they do make the wild card round, you could definitely see him winning, like Jaden Daniels winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. I assume that's what would happen. But
Commanders,
I'll go Eagles.
They're heavy contenders, Jimmy, for my off-season darling team. I've been teasing this out for weeks. Them and the Pats are kind of toe to toe right now.
Okay,
They're kind of in
Daniels, or is it something else?
Say again.
Is it like a Jaden Daniels thing, or is it just a team as a whole?
It's a big part of it. I like a lot of things. When I make this pick, I try to look past the quarterback because that's really easy to get swept up in the sexiness of the quarterback. But there's so much, like for the Texans, it was just organizational things that they did that I thought was right. Just pendulum swinging signings and choices and whatnot. So McFadden was cool on the Commanders based on the involvement of Cliff Kingsbury.
I do get that.
Scare him away.
Yeah, I do get that. That's actually, I was going to say the Commanders are in my offseason darling shortlist for sure.
Oh, you're
we
like
kind of all have the same ones.
You're locking them in already?
No, not lock them in. They're in the shortlist.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Are we Jimmy, any other, just the Eagles, and then did you say Cowboys wild card or? Jimmy?
Yeah.
Did you pick Cowboys as your wild card?
Yes. Can you? Yeah.
I didn't hear you if you.
Oh yeah.
To that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I picked the Cowboys as a wild card loss. Oh what? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. So Eagles and Cowboys out of the East for Jimmy. Commanders and Giants missing the offs.
Yep.
Okay.
Seems that way.
And Adrian, you have just the Cowboys.
That's it.
And it seems like I have the Eagles missing the offs too. Yikes. That's okay. That's scary. Okay. Bold takes. Let's keep it moving. I believe this will be my division to kick off. Which one are we doing next, Adrian?
Yeah, well, you're doing the North, so just make your obvious pick and let's move on.
Oh, I got to do the North. I don't want to start with the North. No, you're gonna.
I'd like you to. No. You can start the East.
That's fair.
I'm gonna sit back to the end.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Yeah. So the NFC North, we have to quote the great Jimmy Ray, we have the Packers, we have the Vikings, we have the Bears, and we have the Lions.
In that order?
No. I have the Lions winning the division.
I knew you were
they're going to win the division. I think they'll be 13-4. I think they'll threaten for the 1 seed in the NFC once again this year. They're such a good team. They're so organizationally sound. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, all the weapons. Hopefully the defense gets better. Mamma mia, the defense was their Achilles heel last year. And Dan Campbell's a defensive guy. What's up with that? And that's all I have to say about the NFC. Just kidding. I would like to.
No, I want to change my AFC East pick. No.
Obviously, the Green Bay Packers are safe, shoe-in, 100% locked and loaded for a wild card. I think they'll be the 5 seed, and I really think they can smell the division lead. I do think it'll be down to the wire. My gut says Detroit for the division, but I think Green Bay will make noise in the playoffs once again. I do believe that.
I am so angry.
Why? That was nice.
It's because he didn't pick the Packers. That's why he's angry, I think.
Well, but
Thank you.
did pick them.
Jimmy Ray
I
explains
did.
confusing sound drops.
I did pick them.
Even though it wasn't confusing at all.
They don't have,
I'll just start
so
saying the obvious.
there's nothing wrong with a wild card.
Yeah, there is. You don't get a home game.
Wild card teams win the Super Bowl all the time.
Name one.
The Rams?
The Giants?
Bucks.
The Bucks?
The Bucks?
Yeah.
Giants back in the day.
Jimmy?
What?
Yeah.
I know. I just wanted you to name one. I wanted to see what you would say.
Okay.
Just gonna update the banner really quickly. Thank you.
All right. Fine.
All right, go Jimmy. Take it away. I'll go last.
I'll actually go the latter. So what I kind of did was like division champs are going to change every year. So in the AFC, I picked the Bengals and Colts, kind of to be new. So I have a couple here. I'm picking the Packers to take over the Lions.
Jimmy.
And then NFC North. I feel like they could easily have a tied record at the end of the season. They could have a head-to-head record that's tied, and it goes down to tiebreakers and things like that. But or I could see the Packers going 12-5 and the Lions just 11-6. But I'm all in on the Packers now after last year. I think they'll kind of take over this time. I don't know how necessarily the Lions will definitely be in the wild card. As Kevin mentioned, these two teams are destined to both be in the wild card, maybe meet at some point in the playoffs. That'd be awesome. But Jordan Love balled out, and I think he's only going to improve. And I think the Lions, I like Jared Goff a lot, but I think Jordan Love's just going to maybe increase his ability even more than Jared Goff did. And then both teams have defensive question marks as well, but maybe Josh Jacobs is a huge piece as well.
This does mean we both have the Vikings and the Bears, two rookie quarterbacks watching the playoffs from home. Do you feel good about that?
I almost picked the Bears, but
Bears are a sneaky wild card contender.
They're
for me.
sneaky.
I might come back
they're
to
just
them.
in a tough decision.
I might come back to them. Yeah. Adrian,
Vikings.
take it away.
Take a guess. Actually, I've noticed we're all in our team colors today. By the way,
I love it.
I will. I will say the Packers, and I'm not. And actually, you know what? It's Homer. Of course, it's Homer, but it's not Homer. I think the Packers have got all the pieces that they need, and if it is all a big if, right? And I say this every time I say this is with bated breath. They've just got to not regress. If they play at the level they played last year for the entire season instead of just the back half,
yeah,
they're division champs. And I think the Lions. I do appreciate the Lions are a great team. They fixed some holes in the draft. They fixed their secondary. I just don't know if Jared Goff's going to continue. I mean, tell me truthfully, if I'm being biased here, do you guys feel like Jared Goff is going to be the same guy as been the last couple of seasons?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be that far off. I know
yeah.
Packers, but I don't think he's going to go. Or do you think he'll big fall off? What are you thinking?
I just think that I could see. So he had a couple of down games here and there, right? And but the team pulled it together. I just think it's such a look. I've been obviously with the North, the Packers and Vikings have. I'm not gonna say historically because the Bears were great back in the day, but of the past decade, the Lions and the Bears as a front office tend to make terrible decisions. And I could just see the headline of the Lions pay Goff all this money, an unexpected contract of that figure, and then he drops off. So maybe it's just recency bias that's kind of playing in here. But I just feel if you look at his low points through the last season, and he didn't have a lot of them, but when they did, they were bad. And the team pulled them through to a few wins, and Dan Campbell and the grit and all that sort of jazz. I just don't know if you can do that again this year. I think the Bears are going to be better. I think the Packers are going to be better. Don't know if the Vikings will be better. They might be than no Kirk Cousin Vikings from last year, but your schedule is not easy. So I think that the Lions are going to struggle a little bit more.
Yeah. To your point on Jared Goff, because I've been doing a lot of thinking about this pretty much ever since they got him. I remember telling Anthony consistently because he was like, "This is it. He's the guy, former first overall." I would always say, look, Goff might be a guy you can win with, but I don't think Goff will ever be a guy you win because of.
Yeah.
And I still feel that's pretty true. However, he's looking more and more like a guy you can win because of every season. And you're right, Adrian, that does kind of make you think that he's due for a regression at some point, but it hasn't happened. And we're at the point now where he's not Tyrod Taylor. He's not filling in the gap. He's their quarterback for the future. And the confidence that's got to give him, and the fact that he was just in the NFC Championship game last year, right? That's gotta mean something.
And he talks about loving Dan Campbell in Detroit and the way they've embraced him. Like, he was, whether you say it or not, he was burnt by the Rams. He didn't know that trade was coming. So
Absolutely.
I think he had, if you guys remember, when they made the Super Bowl, he was having a stellar season. He was actually like being talked about as, potentially becoming one of the greats and this and that. And then he just dropped off a cliff. Yeah. I think you're right. The confidence is back. And sorry, Jimmy, I cut you off there, so I'm going to shut up. But I also, Lions are wild card.
All I said was Hendon Hooker season, but I don't really mean that. But I think the hardest part is like the Lions are so good offensively in terms of weapons and offensive line and just everything as a whole there that it would take a lot for him to do a complete fall off in terms of that. Could the team like slow down a little bit and put a lot of question marks at the quarterback position and like try to find a actual like playmaker, like Kevin said, like someone who like helps your team win a little bit more potentially, but I don't hate the extension for Jared Goff at all.
Yeah.
You had to pay him.
Worthy gamble.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you're
worthy
not going
gamble.
You had to pay him.
For sure.
Who else are you going to get?
Yeah. So without further ado, so as to not belabor the North, I believe it's Jimmy's turn to talk about the NFC South.
I don't want to.
I'm not.
I don't even like the team I picked. I
Pick
don't like
away.
the team I picked because I ratted on them so much. Or ratted on them?
Ragged?
Ragged?
You just changed the G to a T, and that sentence becomes entirely new.
I'm a rat.
You're a
Anyways,
rat.
I ragged on them a lot last year, but I think they filled the spot that I had a lot of question marks about. So I'm gonna pick the Atlanta Falcons here. Potential darling team? I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know if they can be. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if they can.
They've probably ascended a little too much for that.
But I like Kirk Cousins as a whole, and they have a lot of weapons on offense. Some weapons here on defense, but I mean it's just one of those divisions that anybody can win, and I feel most comfortable with the Falcons this time around. I think Baker Mayfield and the Bucs are awesome, and I think Derek Carr stinks, but I mean, and then the Panthers, I did think about picking the Panthers a little bit, but I couldn't do it. So
that's
a little bit
so nauseating. Don't
a little bit.
Even.
I know. I was like, maybe
keep those comments to yourself.
It's like the opposite of the AFC North. Like every team could win, but I don't feel good about any of them.
Yeah, that's so nauseating. Don't talk about the Panthers.
Maybe Adrian's going to pick the Panthers. You never know.
If he does, I've seen an eject button here with his name on it. No.
So what if I pick them for a wild card team?
Stay tuned for more.
You would make me sick.
They're sneaky you up 3 a.m. texting me.
Yeah, you need to turn that phone away, sir.
I'm not breaking an appointment, but if I'm already on the way past their place, that's all I'm saying.
All right, let it rip. Who do you got, Adrian?
All right. So I'm gonna pick the.
Yeah,
you're right.
Who you want to pick? No, pick who you want to pick.
But I want to. This is meant to be a show with you. It's going to meant to be informative, and I'm just giving my opinions on the people I love. But I'm going to pick the Bucs because I do like Baker Mayfield. Okay. The Bucs are basically bringing back the same team. So I'm going to take them. And you know what? I won't be bullied. I'm putting the Panthers in as a wild card because I think with Dave Canales then, if he can revive Geno Smith and if he can revive the Bucs and Bryce Young, I can't see the screen. Is Kevin Warren okay?
No, he's fine. He's fine. Just ignore it.
If Dave Canales, let me just say, all right, they've got extra weapons. They've got a running back room that actually matters now. If Dave Canales can turn Bryce Young into at least a mediocre second year, so not like he doesn't need a ball out, but if you can just do the bare minimum that you need from an NFL quarterback, are you telling me that in the NFC South they can't get into the wild card? In a weak NFC,
there's some fun wild card teams in the NFC though. Every time,
Adrian. You have but one choice for the Carolina for the offseason darling team, and you just made it.
No, I can't pick them as a darling. I don't love them enough. I don't love them enough.
You put them in the playoffs over the Commanders. You put them in the playoffs over all these other teams, brother.
What do you need? All right. So what did we need last year for? What was a?
I think it was 9-8. I think it was the Bucs.
9-8.
So you got do you have the Falcons missing the offs?
Yes. I don't like the Falcons. I mean, see, I'm being contrarian. I'm taking it back. I'm taking back the Panthers. It's too late.
You said it with your
Can't
chest.
do it.
That's
You
why I said it
can't.
with my chest, and now I'm backed into a corner. I'm like a caged animal. I'm gonna take it. I'm taking
A
it back.
caged animal. Is that what we
I'm
do to
putting-
you here?
I love
I'm
this
putting
guy.
I'm putting the Falcons in there as a
We
wild
just
card
bullied him into switching his pick. Adrian.
because I want to believe in the Panthers. That's
I
what
was
it is.
actually
You
happy.
know, I love a story and I love a comeback story. That's why I love Baker Mayfield so much. And I want Bryce Young. He's copped it. He's got the CJ Stroud comparison. He's too short. He's too small. I want him to do well.
Pick him
So
to
do
win
I.
the division.
So
Pick
do
him
I.
to win.
I want him to do well, and I think as a player, as like a redemption arc, and as like a future team, the Panthers are fine. This year, they haven't done enough. I still think they're going to be trash. I think they're contenders to be a bottom 5 team in the NFL.
They need to
I
get
really
rid of their
believe that.
owner, and they're no good. They're
Yeah,
good.
David Tepper
Uh,
sucks. He sucks.
Yeah, he's not
Yes.
ideal.
Adrian, I'm sorry we bullied you, but that
I
was
didn't,
blasphemous.
I didn't bully him.
I needed
I
it.
did.
Sometimes I need it.
I fully bullied you, and I
I
apologize.
want him to pick him. I want him to pick the Panthers for the division.
I think
Change
you
his
should
answer.
because you did it so confidently, and you gave a spiel on it, and then you changed it. We should
know
make
what
a
it
rule.
was?
Okay,
Actually-
new rule on the
You
legit
just-
football. If you make a spiel, you're done.
But I
that
have to-
spiel
I have to-
stands.
There was one line that actually got me. You're like, are you putting the Panthers over the Commanders? And I was like, I can't. in good
Because you
conscience.
didn't exactly. That's what I was going to say. You didn't pick the Commanders to make the
Can't
playoffs, but
because-
you wanted them to. And wild card is not. It's not like division. It's direct. You're saying them over them. Like that's
Yeah.
so.
correct.
So okay. He's back. Jimmy, our boy is back. He had an out of body experience. He was in the.
I don't
fugue
know.
state.
I wrote it down as Panthers as his pick.
It's not happening.
For the
I-
wild
I-
card.
I-
Well,
Can,
he
can I
said
just
it.
make
I don't know.
an unrelated comment? Just an unrelated comment. Just to talk about how much we blow smoke on this show. There is
Go
no
ahead.
way we're getting to the awards.
No, we're doing it.
47. We're not
We're
getting
doing
there.
it. Watch.
We can't do it.
Watch
We can do
us.
it quick. We can do it
Watch
quick.
us. Hey, pessimist Adrian over here. Gee,
We're
he
really
believes-
quick.
That's optimist because I think we're
He-
going to keep. We've
he
got such
believes in-
love to give.
He believes
know we had a
in
time
Bryce
limit.
Young more than he believes in us, dude.
I didn't know the
That's it.
podcast stopped at now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the
Just
podcast is over because Adrian says it is. No, I NFC South is easy for me. I think the Falcons are gonna
All jokes.
I'm never talking to this guy again. I swear to God. I'm walking off the show 2 times in one episode. No, the
Dude,
shenanigans
I almost got
are,
off. I was like, oh,
the
we're
sh-
done.
The
Nice.
shenanigans are
That
out of
music.
control, but I love it. I think this is gonna be a great episode. Okay. Falcons are winning division. Nobody else is gonna make the playoffs. And let me save us some time because that's as short as the discussion needs to be. The Bucks will contend for the wild card, but I can't pick them with my chest right now. Last but not least, we have the NFC West, and I'll lead this discussion. I think, right? Or did I? Yeah, I'll lead this
Go
discussion.
ahead.
I think the 49ers are going to win the division. Some of the best personnel in the NFL. On Madden, you run out of X Factors and superstars to list because they have that many. I don't see a world where this team doesn't win 12, 13 games and again contend for the 1 seed. I think it'll be them or Detroit. As far as wild cards go, we're looking at the Seahawks, the Cardinals, or no, I'm not picking them. I'm just listing off the other teams in the division. Jimmy, don't look at me like that.
Okay.
Seahawks, Cardinals, and who? Remind me again, guys.
Rams.
Who's the Rams?
You can't pick the
Spicy.
Rams now. You forgot about them.
No, Rams are gonna be my last wild card team. Absolutely, they have to
You
be.
forgot about them.
Was
The
your hey Jimmy? Was your
Yeah.
you said you had a hot take? You had a very off take. Is it in this division?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Does it rhyme with Cardinals?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Ew,
That's-
ew.
Yeah,
ew.
yeah.
Don't
It'll
make
be
me walk up
fun.
the show a third
The
time.
offense, dude. Come
All
on.
right, hold
It's
on.
gonna be
Let me just
Kyler
finish.
Murray.
Let me just finish. Matt Stafford's great. He's not going to regress. I think he's still going to be excellent. Their personnel is amazing too. Such weapons. Great draft. Come on. Give me the Rams all day. And Jimmy, take it away on your West prediction.
Yeah, 49ers I feel comfortable with, as comfortable as like I do with the Bills and the Chiefs. I mean, that's if you don't pick the 49ers, then you just, you clickbaiting here.
You want attention.
So, yeah, you want attention. You don't want people to like you, and that's not the kind of
Too
person
bad
I
if I had a
am.
different pick. I don't.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. He's like, Adrian
Adrian's just
thinks
loading
the
them up
Seahawks to win
today.
the division.
He's just emptying the clip, dude. Emptying the clip.
That'd be a funny clip. Yeah, I had the Cardinals in the wild card. I think that'll be fun. That's just one of my teams. I snuck in there. Potential darling team for sure. I think Kyler Murray coming back is
like
gonna
that.
be big time. I don't hate it. And Trey
Yeah.
McBride's a baller. They have a lot of kind of question marks on the defense. But they have a few pieces on the offensive line. They have Jonah Williams now. They have Paris Johnson still out there, and I mean Marvin Harrison. We've seen wide receivers do crazier things, So he could definitely make this team a wild card team with the quarterback also coming back. So I don't know. It could be fun, but it's a very hard division, and any of these teams we could see 2 or 3. No, never mind. I won't say that.
So you got Niners and Cardinals in the playoffs from this division, correct?
Yes, sir, Kevin.
Jimmy and Adrian, I'm going to throw up a lob for you here. 999.5 over-under receiving yards for Marvin Harrison Jr. as a rookie.
Over.
I would break my finger smashing that over, and I believe that's the current line on sports books.
Is it really?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean he's the guy.
He's a rookie.
Michael Wilson gonna take
go
some away?
go
I don't know.
go bet the rent. I think it's
Don't
I think it's a
Don't
safe
forget about
bet.
James Conner. Don't forget about James Conner.
He's good. Yeah,
Legend.
he's good. We all love
He's
Trey
a
Benson.
survivor.
He's a great player.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Benjamin still around? Sorry.
All right. El Boyos Hermanos. Adrian.
I mean, Niners are a no-brainer. I'm not going to say anything you guys haven't said already. I flirted with the Cards, but I was like, I've made enough weird picks today, so I'm just going to go the Rams because I feel like it's a safer bet.
I
flirted with the Cards.
I feel good about the Rams.
So do I. And, your boy Puka coming back after a stellar first season. I really do like Blake Corum. And even if he doesn't turn out, Kyron Williams was a fantasy league winner basically last year. And as long as he stays healthy, I know he's had a couple little soreness issues through minicamp, but I think the Rams and Sean McVay, back in the game and feeling himself again. They turned around a team as quick as you could possibly turn it around after mortgaging the future, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I can't see them not making the playoffs.
Yeah, and just a quick little heads up, Blake Corum's line, Adrian, 499.5 for rushing yards. You could go parlay those and triple your money. Just saying.
I love a good. I do at the start.
Diaper money.
20 leg parlay. Yeah.
5. That's crazy.
For Corum, 499.5 for Corum, 999.5 for Harrison. Go get your rent money. Go get diaper money. Let's recap our NFC teams. I have the Cowboys winning the East with the Commanders as a wild card. I have the North. I have the Lions winning the North with the Packers as a wild card. I have the Falcons winning the South. I have the Niners winning the West with the Rams as my final wild card. Jimmy?
I'm trying to think of how I want to see this, but I'll just freestyle it again. 49ers, Eagles, Packers, Falcons, Lions, Cowboys, Cardinals. Okay, I like that. Why not?
I might seed it as well because this one's an easy one. So Niners, Packers, Bucks. No, Niners, Packers, Cowboys, Bucks. And then Lions for sure.
Where are the Panthers? Did you say the Panthers?
No, I got bullied out of the Panthers.
I didn't.
If they make the wild card round, this show, I'm actually going to take.
You took it back.
Show,
you can't.
And that's but I'm still going to victory lap because that's just the way it works.
You can't victory lap. I
if they're bad, you'll never hear from me again about it. But
exactly. Well, I'll pretend. Well, I'll forget. Exactly. So then, without further ado, this will be more on the rapid fire side of things. Am I correct in assuming that?
Well, it's going to have to be. So
we have a ward.
Gonna have to
Final four. Let's start with Final Four. Let's start with Final Four.
All right.
Jimmy, kick us off.
Lions, 49ers, Bills, Ravens.
Okay. No Chiefs.
Oh yeah, no Chiefs. I think
Bills over Chiefs and Texans.
Sure.
Why?
Josh Allen.
That's
you
not
just
a bad
wait till
answer.
my award. Just to wait till my award.
I can't argue with you, dude. I can't argue with you, Adrian.
It's time. It's his time.
Who's your Final Four?
Khalil Shakir. 59.
All right. How's this? Lions, Packers. So 2 North teams in the conference there.
I like that.
I want to say Chiefs, Texans because I want to upset you, but I don't believe the Chiefs will get there this year, and I say that every year. So I'm going to say Bills, Texans. I'm going to give the Bills as well. Bills are going to shock the world this year. How about that?
Why are you guys doing this?
I want to upset you though.
Bills.
No, you guys are pissing. No, you're making it worse because how am I supposed to pick against them now when you both picked them?
Just pick against them. It's easy.
I can't. I actually can't.
Oh, okay.
Because I tried that last year. I was like superstitiously, maybe if I pick against them, they'll make it to the Super Bowl. And they did the same freaking thing they do every year. Those freaking bums, man. Tyler Bass, I hate you. Just kidding. I love you.
It's like God's up in the clouds, like, wait, who did Kevin pick?
Yeah,
do the opposite. That's
He's
the way
tracking.
it is.
He's tracking for sure. All right. I'll do Packers 49ers.
That would hurt me.
Oh,
I don't want the
I
I
have
don't want to see
Lions
the
49ers.
49ers.
So I have
Packers.
the Lions losing the division but making the NFC Championship game.
I got Packers 49ers. I think the Lions will stumble again, unfortunately. That's just the life cycle. You get close and then you fall back. And then I'll do Bills Texans is interesting. I'll do Bills Bengals.
Okay.
AFC
Nice.
Championship game. And yeah, we all have the Chiefs out, which means they're gonna
be in.
it's gonna be
They're going
them.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
But I actually am just not picking the Chiefs to play against the Bills in the AFC Championship game to keep myself from having PTSD too bad.
Get that?
Yeah.
Is
I
it the
can't.
Super Bowl, boys?
Do I have to pick? Oh, Bills Lions would be fun. I pick
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. Bills Packers for me.
Bills Lions.
Packers,
That'd be so
Packers
much
Texans.
fun.
I'm
Bills
saying that with my chest. Packers Texans would be such a fun
Packers, Texans,
showdown.
That'd be awesome.
I'll pick the Bills to
But
beat the Packers 31-28.
All right, I'm going to say Packers Texans, but I'm going to say this superstitiously: Texans to win 28-25.
Lions beat the Bills. Like 30-27.
There you go. We got our predictions, boys. What a show.
Can
It's over now. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I think it
sorry.
has to-
Who did we? Sorry, can we? I want to write this down so I can. Can you guys just say your picks again?
I think did I say Bills over Packers 31-28.
What did I
That
say?
takes the kick.
Lions 31. Wait, Lions 30. Bills 27. But Josh Allen wins Super Bowl MVP still.
Why?
Josh Allen. Khalil Shakir,
Love him.
baller. Do you want him in
Alright, cool.
Dynasty? We can talk
Yeah, I
about it.
do. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Straight up for Nico.
Non-starter.
MVP boys.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
CJ Stroud.
Oh, that's mean.
It's fair.
I
I don't think so. I think there'll be a little bit of regression from CJ Stroud, but I think he'll be great.
All right.
You can still be great and regress when you
Thank
had
you.
as good of a rookie year as him.
No, you can't. Not when the other guy in your division is really good. Better
Yeah,
than
that's
you.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
It'd be tough.
Mr. Adrian,
Alright.
what we got next?
This is a boring one. Speed around it.
What?
Canales.
Coach of the
Dave
year?
Canales. Yeah. Dave
Matt
Canales.
LaFleur.
Yes.
Who's the Niners head, or sorry, who's the Commanders head coach?
Wait, am I going crazy?
Jay Gruden.
Jay Gruden. Is this his first year?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
have
Dan
no
Quinn.
idea.
Knew it wasn't going crazy.
Dan Quinn. We're all like, is it? that's how darling they are. They're under the radar. They're under the radar.
Jay Gruden.
All right. I'm gonna mute myself so I can type some of these things up.
Okay, Jimmy, who's your offensive player of the year?
It says offensive player of the year and offensive. Brees Hall.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I love that.
I
I
was
love
thinking
that.
Brees Hall or Saquon. That'd be
I
kind
love
of cool.
Brees Hall. I love Brees Hall.
Yeah,
Such a
I
good
love
player.
him too. Better call Hall.
My offensive player of the year, I'm gonna take CeeDee Lamb.
I almost picked him. Yeah,
Think he
he was top
explodes.
3 for me. Yeah.
1,613 incoming.
Did you have them winning
I'm
the
with you in
division
that.
too?
You got CeeDee Lamb too?
Yeah, I got CeeDee Lamb. I thought about McCaffrey going back to back, but nah, CeeDee Lamb.
Did you guys
But
have the
McCaffrey's
Cowboys winning
Back
the
to back is a
division?
chance.
Do we both have the Cowboys winning the division? I do.
I got him in wild card. No, I've got him winning division. Yes, you've got him in wild
Okay,
card. Jimmy.
cool. That makes sense. Yeah. That's why I, didn't-
Offensive rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels.
I have Caleb. I guess, yeah.
Caleb's
I
good.
didn't-
Caleb's a good pick. It's
Actually,
a safe pick.
can I change my answer or no? I didn't do a spiel. I'll go Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, you can go Marvin Harrison.
That
You
makes
didn't
more
do
sense
Spiel,
for
exactly.
my full
Spiel
prediction.
locks it in the future.
Yeah. It makes more sense for my predictions.
Spiel means no take bags.
Bill locks
Yeah.
it in. That's a goodie.
It's great. It's great.
Flip it.
This is with my chest because I love him, Roma Dunze. I don't want the Bears to be good.
I
but
like
love
Roma
him.
Dunze. I
Nice,
wanted him
bro.
to be a Bill so bad.
Yeah.
Dude, the Bears gonna be so much fun.
They are. We didn't even talk about them at
for
all
once.
today. They kind of got swept under the rug today.
That's good. We'll do a whole show about them next week, and Adrian can
We will not do that.
We're basically ruling them out. We're basically ruling them out for offseason darling. Like, how can you make a team that has that much buzz offseason darling, right? Like, they're not underdoggy enough, right?
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
All right, defensive player of the year.
There's Commanders for you. Yeah. Who?
DPOY. Take it away.
TJ Watt finally gets his second one.
That's a fair, but that's
enough time. Yeah,
hard to pick against.
Mix up. Yeah, why not?
Age?
Can I go a bit
I
weird?
cut you off, Jimmy. I'm sorry. Did you have a spiel? He had a spiel.
I've got a spiel. No. Oh, Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy. Spiel.
Give us your spiel about TJ Watt.
Spiel. He deserved it.
Thank you. Good
Locked
spiel.
it in. Good spiel.
Adrian.
Back to regular schedule programming.
I've got a bit of a weird one. I think Max Crosby's going to be in the mix this year. I just think he's always been in like the top
Very good
three.
player.
Doesn't get spoken about. Christian Wilkins is there now, so they can't triple team him every single snap.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I do love him. I really feel like he embodies the Raiders so well. So
yeah, I don't know how you can not love him. He's a very, very entertaining player. My defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett.
Back to back.
Just so good. Just give it to me. He's just gonna keep being a nightmare for offensive linemen. I just think that's what's the destiny.
I like that.
All right, Age, kick this off. D-Roy.
All right. I'm gonna say Kenyon Mitchell. Quinyon. Yeah. Look, did love him pre-draft. He's on a pretty good defense, so I feel like he's going to be able to make some plays. Yeah. I don't have much of a spiel here because I don't really have like a hard take on defensive rookie, but I'm just going Kenyon Mitchell. I think he's like fourth in the odds.
And Jimmy, who you got?
I want to say the Colts were top 10 in sacks last year as a team, and now I think Latu comes in and produces some sacks.
That was 100% who was going to be my prediction as well. You scumbag.
You can pick the same person as me.
You stole it right from under my feet.
You can also pick him.
give me, but I wanted it to be hot takey and fun.
Then you should have gone before me. You knew I'm a Colts fan, dude. Look at me.
You know what? I didn't think you were going to pick him. I thought Dallas Turner.
Who was I going to pick?
Arnold.
No.
Yeah, it's Latu all day. He's gonna be excellent, I think.
We've got one more to go, but sorry guys, because I want to be correct. We're out of time. Show's over.
Bye. Comeback player of the year. Can DeMar Hamlin win it this year? Is that does dying a year ago still matter, or does Joe Flacco have to come back from being on the Jets?
DeMar Hamlin had that play in the playoffs.
Those voters are a complete joke and a fraud, and they should disband this award. They had to send out a memo and say, this is what this award means, by the way. If a guy dies, he came back like Jesus and he didn't get this award.
I don't think Jesus did the same thing. Never mind. We don't have to talk about it.
Wait, Jesus didn't have a fake punt in a playoff game? We're canceled.
Honestly, we don't know.
Thanks for being a fan. We just canceled.
Joe Flacco's on the Colts now. I have to say he deserved it. Sorry.
That's fair.
Yeah, what am I gonna say?
Who you got? Who y'all got?
I know who Jimmy's got.
Yeah, we already talked about it. Mr. Anthony Richardson.
Go AR? Colts. I like it.
Yeah, of course.
It's a good pick.
Of course. He's
for sure a contender. For sure.
I wonder what the odds are on that.
Adrian?
Yeah, I'm gonna either any other take would be silly. Anthony Richardson. Yeah, I said it.
Any other take would be silly.
Because I think Anthony
his odds are probably like fifth. I got two.
Who you got?
He would have been my
Chubb?
third. No, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He's your third, then they probably won.
That's number one.
No, I can't take. I'm jumping.
No, you spiel.
No, I'm jumping ship. There's no spiel. There was no spiel. I did not spiel.
He's saying any other answer would be.
He said
silly.
stuff before he said it, but no, he said Anthony Richardson. Sorry.
No,
wait, you can't change it. No, it's a Colts player. Never mind.
Define a spiel. Define a spiel.
This is hilarious, you guys. This is our most unhinged episode, and I couldn't be prouder. I feel like this episode is art. They should put this episode on a live stream loop in the Louvre.
Where's our mom?
It's been one of the greatest hours of my life. The entertainment value I'm getting from this trumps anything that our 707 listeners could possibly have.
I feel like we need a podcast dedicated to the parameters of a spiel because I need to know before I spiel
How
often.
do you spell it?
Yo, Jimmy, this man said any other answer would be silly and then changed his answer.
Yeah, actually.
I forgot
that's a
about
good-
Rodgers. That was a silly mistake
can't-
by me. I didn't look up the odds.
He was the
and
biggest
I-
layup. I didn't either.
You know what? We have to pick an answer for him now. That's his punishment.
Fine,
You have to
Kirk
pick
Cousins.
Deshaun. You have to pick Deshaun
DeMar
Watson
Hamlin.
now. DeMar Hamlin.
DeMar Hamlin a year later. All right. Well, we
Rest
could
in peace.
probably let this train go all the way off the tracks all day, but we all do have lives, and some of us have
yeah.
jobs. I'm not looking forward to it, but
All
I'll
right,
be
finish
slinging
mine.
steaks in downtown Burbank tonight if anybody wants
Medium
to come grab
well.
some.
Medium well.
Don't do that. Don't medium
Yeah,
well
yeah.
me.
Don't hurt a steak like that.
Yeah, don't do that. Medium rare all day. Give me a nice char on the outside, butter topper.
I don't want the
Crumbled blue
animal
cheese.
alive. I want it dead.
See, now was that a spiel about steaks? Can you not take
that
that?
was a
No,
spiel.
sorry, go.
Fully a
Can I
It
change
was.
my-
Can I change my
Medium.
answer?
Medium.
Guys, if you made it through this episode with us, aka Titan Maximum, I appreciate you so much. To the other 712 of you, I love you as well. I appreciate you just the same. If you're not already subscribed to the Legit Football newsletter, you should be. The people who run this company do such an excellent job of keeping you informed with the daily newsletter every single day for free. 5 NFL headlines, digestible, easy, fun to read. No newsletter next week. Fun fact. There was a note in today's newsletter that our editor-in-chief will be taking the next week off. So we will resume newsletters on July 8th. Have a happy 4th. We'll still be here, I'm pretty sure, to podcast.
I won't. Wait. Maybe I will.
No, I think you said no. What's the date?
Wait, I changed my answer. Can I do that?
Yeah, you didn't spiel.
Just
You're
for you
good.
guys.
I think I might actually be here. I don't
Age,
know.
will you be there?
I'll be.
Next Friday. Let's. I'm
Peanut
down.
potatoes, baby.
Let's let it rip. All right. Well, Jimmy, you got anything you want to say to the good people before signing off?
No.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Adrian, you got anything you want to say to
10th.
the good people
November
before
10th.
signing off?
Nothing, man. Just you know what? Oh, I know. I do have something. That's a lie. I'm spieling at him. 717 people. Get on in the comments, man. We have so much fun on this show, and it's even better when we get people involved. So, Titan
Yeah.
Maximum, we appreciate you.
What are you
Armand, you're
doing?
dead to us for not being here.
Oh, he said you're dead to us. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a spiel. You can't take that back.
Yeah, I've spieled. I'll plant my flag on that spiel. But I love you all, and including
And
Armand,
including
and
Armand. We
appreciate
don't hate you. Actually, you're not actually dead to us. But you don't miss episodes, so
I love Armand.
we're worried. I'm
it.
checking.
Hope you're good, man. Yeah.
I'm checking in with his family because this is
Can we
concerning.
message him on YouTube?
Is that possible? My name's Kevin Phillip Fox, the host of this chaotic, amazing podcast that I would call literally art. That's Jimmy Ray, NFL Stats on Twitter. He's Adrian Revito, the spiel giver, the mind changer, and we are